Hi there, and welcome back to another episode in the series of 1,000 Evidences for the LDS Church. This one, number 160, tells about a famous writer who described his impressions when he met a group of Latter-day Saints. His name was Charles Dickens, world-renowned author of such famed novels as Oliver Twist, David Copperfield, Great Expectations, and A Christmas Carol. He also wrote about meeting members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In June of 1863, he heard of a group of 800 Latter-day Saint converts who were scheduled to board a ship headed for America. He wanted to meet them in person because he had heard sensational rumors about the church and its members. He reported his observations in story form. In this account, Dickens used the pseudonym of Uncommercial Traveler, but for clarity, I will use his real name. Remember that Dickens was not a Latter-day Saint. He had nothing to gain by praising the members of the church when he wrote, "I go aboard the emigrant ship. Nobody is in ill temper, nobody is the worse for drink, nobody swears an oath or uses a coarse word, nobody appears depressed, nobody is weeping, and down on the deck in every corner where it is possible to find a few spare feet to kneel, couch, or lie in, people in every unsuitable attitude for writing are writing letters." Now, I have seen immigrant ships before this day in June, and these people are so strikingly different from all other people in like circumstances whom I have ever seen that I wondered aloud, what would a stranger suppose these immigrants to be? The vigilant, bright face of the weather-brown captain of the Amazon, the name of the ship, he is at my shoulder and he says, "What indeed? Most of these came aboard yesterday evening. They came from various parts of England in small parties that had never seen one another before. Yet they had not been a couple of hours on board when they established their own police, made their own regulations, and set their own watches at all the hatchways. Before 9 o'clock, the ship was as orderly and as quiet as a man of war. A stranger would be puzzled to guess the right name for the people," said Mr. Dickens. The captain says, "Indeed he would. If you hadn't known, could you have ever supposed?" "How could I? I should have said they were, in their degree, the pick and flower of England." "So should I," says the captain. "How many are they?" 800 in round numbers. 800 what? 800 Mormons. I had come aboard this immigrant ship to see what 800 Latter-day Saints were like, and I found them, to the rout and overthrow of all my expectations, like what I now describe with scrupulous exactness. The Mormon agent who had been active in getting them together and in making the contact with my friends, the owners of the ship, to take them as far as New York on their way to Great Salt Lake, was pointed out to me a compactly made, handsome man in black, rather short, with rich brown hair and beard, and clear, bright eyes. From his speech, I would set him down as American, probably a man who had knocked around the world, pretty much. A man with a frank, open manner and unshrinking look. Withal, a man of great quickness. I believe he was wholly ignorant of my individuality and consequently of my immense importance. To the LDS agent, Dickens said, "These are a very fine set of people you have brought together here." LDS agent said, "Yes, sir, they are a very fine set of people." Dickens looked about and said, "Indeed, I think it would be difficult to find 800 people together anywhere else and find so much beauty and so much strength and capacity for work among them." The LDS agent, not looking about, but looking steadily at Dickens, said, "I think so. We sent out about 1,000 more yesterday from Liverpool." Later, Dickens wrote, "I afterwards learned that a dispatch was sent home by the captain before he struck out in the wide Atlantic, highly extolling the behavior of these immigrants and the perfect order and propriety of all their social arrangements. What is in store for the poor people on the shore of the Great Salt Lake? What happy delusions they are laboring under now, on what miserable blindness their eyes may be upon them, I do not pretend to say, but I went on board their ship to bear testimony against them if they deserved it, as I fully believed they would. To my great astonishment, they did not deserve it, and my predispositions and tendencies must not affect me as an honest witness. I went aboard the Amazon Side, the name of the ship, feeling it impossible to deny that so far some remarkable influence had produced a remarkable result, which better known influences have often missed." This is the source is Charles Dickens, The Uncommercial Traveler, and reprinted pieces, 1958, page 222 to 232, cited in Burton, Stories from Mormon History, 1960, pages 160 and 162. To repeat, Dickens acknowledged that some remarkable influence had produced a remarkable people. That remarkable influence was and is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The truth and holiness of the godliness of the LDS Church was and is apparent to any and all discerning eyes. I would add my personal testimony to that of Dickens. I can see the light of Christ and the air of goodness in the countenance of all the Latter-day Saints that I meet. There is much more to come. Until then, call, don't fall. Call on the Lord of light and goodness. Don't fall for the swarms of darkness and evil.